One thing that's interesting with you, kind of want to circle back, is the photography modeling world, I feel like, is kind of dominated by male photographers. And one of the things I like really respect and like about what you do is how you handle yourself with your models. But like, how does that feel from a female perspective as like, you know, how do you feel like it's different shooting models from the female perspective that you provide versus like the male dominated gaze that kind of has dominated that industry forever?
So it's a big conversation because it's something that I talk about a lot on social media. I'm very vocal about it. I try not to be too vocal because I don't want to offend people. I like to keep the peace. Because I am a woman and I photograph women nude or semi-nude or whatever, from my perspective, like I was saying before, like the girls will ask me to do those things, and that's kind of why I fell into it. It's not because what I was always like, oh, I want to shoot nudes of women. Like that's not. I liked photography and I happened to be around beautiful women and they wanted to shoot nudes. So that's kind of how it evolved. And I think that, how do I say this without being... I've heard a lot of horror stories.
We
like,
can always edit something out if we have to.
Yes. I mean,
this isn't live stream, so we can
It's
cut
fine. But like, I've heard a lot of horror stories because I am this safe space for these women. So when they've shot nudes before, maybe with male photographers in the past, people have stories, and I hear all of them because it is a vulnerable space.
Men are dogs.
It's a vulnerable place to be when you're nude in front of a camera. So like girls will open up to me, like we bond, we become close really fast because I'm like, I feel for these women and I want to be able to let them, like, help them express themselves in that way in a safe place. So when I hear these stories, it kind of fuels me to keep going in a way because it's like, oh, there is a need for someone like me. Like this is needed. Helping these girls feel good in their skin, feel comfortable, feel beautiful, feel empowered is needed because there's just a story that I was reading last night, and there's a specific photographer who I have friends who have told me stories about this person, and he shoots a lot of celebrities and a lot of like big names, and people will deny it because of who he is, and they'll work with him. And there's things like that everywhere. And I don't think that all male photographers are bad by any means. I think there's some amazing ones who shoot nudes, and that's totally fine. But I just feel the need for it. And I feel like coming from a woman's perspective artistically, I'm not looking at them in a sexual way at all when I'm shooting them. It's all about like, how can I make them look and feel the most beautiful? And like, how can I, if it's just a picture of them, or like, how can I put them in these surroundings and make it feel like a mood or something, you know?